Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Tori, and today I got a new project pan. So this is another fantastic ladies collab. This is Throwback 30. This starts today, July 28th, 2020, and will end July 28th, 2021. So this project consists of 30 project pans that the fantastic ladies have completed or is almost completed during this time. This is the first year of me doing this. I believe this is the second or third year that the group has done this in general. There's some items, there's some pans that I've never talked about. There's some pans that are currently going on my channel that are in here. There's pans that I did last year but aren't doing this year. So let's just jump into it. Let's jump into it with the first item. So the first project is Pan as Old as Time. I did not do this one this year. This was the project last year revolving around Pan That Palette, and it was to pan your oldest eyeshadow palette. So I picked my oldest single to focus on, and this is what I call Tart 4. This is from the Tarte Romantic Essentials palette, which I believe came out in like 2014, 2013, a long time ago. I have 3 of these shades from this palette remaining. This is the only one that's not in a project. I call this Tarte 4 because I kind of can't be bothered to look up the name anymore, and I can't commit it to memory. I don't know why, it just won't happen. But yeah, I want to finish this one. It does have a decent sized pan. It is in my Pan That palette, but I just want to stay motivated with it. Next is Around the World. So we had to pick something that was made in a certain country, that is a name of a country. You really could do a lot with this. So I picked from the Balm, the Meet Matrimony palette. I picked this because it's made in the USA. And I picked the shade Matte Lin. So my goal with Matte Lin is to finish it up. That sounds crazy, I know, especially considering my record for eyeshadow this year is not the best, but since this is a year-long project, I think I can commit to something that already has a giant dip from natural use. So I'm not too concerned with this, and I think I will finish this by July next year. Well, at least that shade. Next, we have Beauty A to Z, which is one I love doing. We take the English alphabet and we relate a product to a letter. So I picked R, and I'm focusing on this mini Rose Madder liquid lip. If you don't know me, I don't support this person anymore, but I own a lot of their items. So I have to throw them in projects to make sure I'm using them up and hold myself accountable to using it up. So I've used up a full size of this color before, so now it's time to use up the mini. Shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, next is Bite My Shiny Metal Pan. So this project was a product that I also didn't do, but the goal is to hit pan on stuff and you had to relate it to certain shows. So I'm relating mine to The Simpsons, and the reason I'm relating it is because this is a Medusa Cosmetics eyeshadow in the shade Whatever. Didn't Lisa have like a catchphrase at one point that was like, whatever? I could be wrong. It's 100% possible I'm wrong. I haven't watched The Simpsons since, I haven't watched The Simpsons since I was probably 10 and I'm 20 now. So, yeah. But I'm pretty sure one of them, whatever was just a common word. Like I can just picture even like Bart saying it, just like teenage angst, like whatever. So my goal with this is to hit pan. I don't know if it's going to be too difficult. I haven't hit pan and like made a goal with any of these yet. I think that this is the easiest shade I could have picked, even though it is a black with shimmer, because I'm going to use it in my outer corner and I'm going to use a dense brush. So this will be hopefully an easy one once I like actually start using it. Next is the Blast Into Project Pan. This one was involving planets, and each planet had a different color story. The one I picked was Saturn, and I picked Pale Gold. So I chose the ABH 10K single eyeshadow. If you've been on my channel, you've seen this before. My goal will be to finish it, and hopefully that will be done. I am wearing it in my inner corner today, but you kind of can't really tell that much because it's pretty much a pale gold. Next, I have the Chinese zodiac sign project pan. I did do this project pan when it originally aired. Is that the right term? Is aired a good term for this? I don't know. I picked the rabbit to do for this one because I myself am a rabbit. I was born in '99. So I picked from the Too Faced Natural Matte Palette the shade Cashmere Bunny. Bunny, rabbit, it's also a neutral color, and a lot of wild rabbits tend to be tan. So, you know, works well in two ways. My goal with this will be to hit pan. These are densely packed. I do have this in my Adapt Cosmetics palette that I try to reach for every single day when I'm doing my makeup. But this is something that will get a lot of use over time, but I want to focus on it a little more, if that makes sense. I think it will be an okay one. Next is Drop 10 Before Summer. So this project is a weight loss and a panning project. I did it my first year. My cat just stuck her paw in my makeup. I did it my first year and then failed, and then did not decide to do it this year. So the item I picked for this one, since it had to be anything summer themed, I decided to go with the shade Leo from this brand. Because if you know your astrological signs, Leo, August, summer. So my goal will be to completely finish this. Okay, this next one is for the Fellowship of the Pan. It's a Game of Thrones project pan. I haven't watched Game of Thrones. I'm very bad at watching TV and watching mainstream TV. The item I picked is based off of Frodo's eye color, and I don't even know if I said that correctly. Please do not kill me. I picked this single loose shadow from a company that no longer exists in the shade Wubba Lubba Dub Dub. Could have used it for like Rick and Morty, but this is what it looks like. It's blue. If I did Google search Frodo correctly, I believe he had blue eyes, so that's my connection. The next one is the Food for Thought project pan. So this project pan involved items that were named after food. So I picked from the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette the shade Cashew Chew. Half of it's already used up. I want to finish the other half. I haven't touched this palette in a while, but as you can see, I've made a lot of good progress on this palette. So I theoretically want to get this palette out by next year, so I need to, you know, commit some shades to a project pan. I just realized that for Fellowship of Pan, I said it was Game of Thrones inspired. It's Lord of the Rings inspired. I'm sorry about that. I'm really gonna get crucified. This one, Game of Panners. I picked the quote, "I am the gift." So I picked something I received as a gift, and that is the Lorac Mega Pro 4. So this is what it currently looks like. My goal with this palette is going to be to use it 50 times. So that means if I dip into this shade and this shade, that's 2 uses. It's as long as I just touch it. This is a palette that I also no longer want in my collection, because besides the fact that it was a gift from someone that I don't associate myself with anymore. So I need to use it up. It is a nice palette. The color story is not as cohesive as I used to believe it was for me. So it's something that I definitely want to get more use out of. So 50 is going to be a little hefty with this, but hopefully that happens. The next 3 are all highlighters. And you might think I'm crazy, but this is what's happening. Next is Glow to the Ancient Gods. So this was the Ancient God inspired project pan. So who better to bring into this one than good old Hades. So this is the ColourPop Villains Super Shock highlighter in Hades. Everyone's got a weakness. So I have a nice dip on it. So my goal will just to be the hit pan. Plus, since this is a cream highlighter, I do want to make sure I get my use out of this, and I do really enjoy it. So that's this one. Next is Go for the Goal, another project I've never done, and the goal for this project is to hit pan on items, pretty much. So the item I want to hit pan on is from my ABH Aurora Glow Kits, and the shade is Spectra. Spectra does have a nice dip, but it's probably my least used shade out of this palette, just because it's also the darkest shade out of this palette. I've used it as eyeshadow before and loved it, so I just want to get use out of it so it looks like it's brethren. Next is the Harry Potter project pan. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it was inspired by the prison one. Yeah, I'm not a Harry Potter fan either. I'm sorry. I didn't have time to watch a lot of mainstream movies and TVs as a kid, and like I didn't really watch TV till I was about a junior in high school, like a lot, because I didn't have time for it. I did too many sports as a kid. So I picked Professor Lupin, and it was something moon related. So once again, Aurora Glow Kits, I picked the shade Luna. Luna also is the least used shade in this palette. I use Spectra a lot less than I use Luna, but Luna does need some more love, like, you know, the other three that have very gorgeous pan, and then this mess over here. So my goal is also just going to be to hit pan on Luna. I don't want to completely pan this palette yet, like use all of it completely, because I do enjoy it so much, but I want it to have some more love because I haven't reached for it in a hot minute. Oh, so the next project is in the panning zone. So this is inspired by the Twilight Zone. Sorry, I zoned out trying to think of the name. So I need to tell a story because now I find this ironic. So I picked the category for Mr. Denton on Doomsday, a product that would last through Doomsday. The item I originally picked for this did not last through Doomsday. I ended up depotting the palette that it was in, and it shattered so badly it had to go. So I find that so ironic. But don't worry, I have a replacement from the same exact palette, but this shade can last through Doomsday. The person I don't support, I'm picking the shade Deja Vu. Yeah, I originally had Dominatrix from that palette as the shade, and it didn't last. It cannot survive through Doomsday. It cannot survive through a 20-year-old trying to depot it. So how could it last through Doomsday if it can't last through that? This next one was a project pan that I was going to do, but I just had too much going on at the time where I was like, I cannot jump into this right now. And that's the Canadian inspired project pan, Let's Give Her A. So I picked Bagged Milk, a product in weird packaging. So I picked this, it's a Macaroon Lip Balm. I believe it's raspberry scented. Yeah, I've used it a bit, but it's definitely, like, it's got some more use to go. My goal will be to finish it, but yeah, I love the smell of it. I just want to make sure I use it. Next is Lip Service, another project I've never done. And pretty much with Lip Service, it's a lip product. So I picked a lipstick that is getting old on me, so I need to use it. This is from Urban Decay. This is 1993. Yeah, it's old but looks brand new, so I need to give it some love. I bought way too many mauve tones, not mauve, this is like a mauvey nude tones that are this exact shade at the same time. So now I have to go through all of them. So the next one is Lucy. You've got some panning to do, another project I never did, and this is, they did a bunch of old shows and you have to relate something to one of the shows. So I picked Bewitched. So I picked the Wet n Wild highlighter in Not Your Basic Witch. Now, I am not going to use this as highlighter. I'm going to pretty much use this just like I'm using the whatever eyeshadow. Inner corner. My goal will just be to hit pan. I don't think the pan is going to be too deep. I've panned a Wet n Wild highlighter before, so it's going to take a hot minute, but this needs use because obviously I'm not the type of person to wear this color on my face. Next is musical pans, another project that I wanted to do but just could not do at the time, and it was items that you linked to Broadway musicals. So I'm picking one of my favorite musicals, and that is Chicago. I love it. So once again, we have another eyeshadow from this person. So this is a shade Fetish. Originally, my goal was to hit pan on it, and then I depotted the palette like I said before, and now it has pan. So my goal is going to be to use half. It's now a 100% an easier goal, but I don't think I can commit to trying to use it up completely. So whether it ends up hitting, whether I end up using half of it first or it crumbles and uses up half of it, that's how we're gonna do it. I don't have a lot of love towards this shade anymore, even though I find it gorgeous, as you could probably tell. Next is My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. So with this one, you had to link a product to a My Little Pony. So I picked Pinkie Pie. I couldn't read my handwriting and I got really confused. So I picked something that was pink. So I picked this Urban Decay and Kristen Leanne liquid lip in Forgive. The cap is pink. This is something that I really need to use up soon. Still smells fine. That's good. It doesn't have that much use left. This is one of the oldest liquid lips in my collection, so I need to really get going on it. Next is Nightmare Before Christmas. I've done this project pan. I really like this project pan. You had to pick 13 items related to Halloween and 12 related to Christmas. So you could either do it based off the movie or based off the actual holidays. Once again, I picked something based off the actual holidays. So from the palette we don't talk about, I'm going to focus on the shade Charm, this beautiful orange. My goal is going to be to use it up. It's a big boy. It now has a crack in it because it's very gentle. So I have more progress than I did when I originally planned to put this in, which is nice. But I do like oranges, so I just want to keep motivating myself to wear them more because I noticed I kind of stopped wearing oranges. Like in this look today, typically I would have put orange in the crease, but I didn't even do that today. So I want to bring back that trait of mine. Next is Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon. I did this project pan. This was one of my first short project pans, I guess is the word. I think it was only 6 months maybe. I could be wrong. But I know it was shorter compared to the year-long ones. So I'm picking something inspired by Sailor Moon. Every Guardian was listed with a color story. So for Sailor Moon, I picked this Urban Decay eyeliner in Space Dust. This is like a light gold, pale gold. I haven't used it a lot. I know it's pretty, so I want to get some use out of it. My goal will be to try to finish it just because I don't feel like measuring it. I'm just going to try and do it. So that should be interesting. Next, I have Rocky Horror Panning Show. Now, never seen Rocky Horror Picture Show. I was supposed to see a performance of it, but then I was supposed to see a performance of it because I was gonna review it for the school newspaper, but then I ended up going to see a ballet of Dracula. So I still haven't seen it. I ended up picking something based off of Frank's hair color, and by looking up photos online, he wore a lot of black. So I picked the Jordana black eye pencil in jet black. This is kind of pretty much brand new, but I do want to finish it because I've been using newer eyeliners over this one when this one definitely needs to go. It's still new. I mean, not new. Still smells good. But I should have used this before using some other stuff I chose to pan. This is a repurchase for me because it's so cheap and cruelty free and affordable. But yeah, definitely needs some love. Next is Saturday morning pans, and this was all good old cartoons, right? So I picked Tom and Jerry because, besides the fact that I love them, I have the little Etude House Tom and Jerry single. So this is Best Friends. I do have two of these, but I figured this one would be beneficial for me to put in a project. My goal with this is going to be just to use it 22 times. You're probably wondering why 22, that's such an odd number. I thought this project pan started on the 22nd, but it starts on the 28th. So we're just going to stick with the 22 because I'm not going to lie, I'm too lazy to change it now. But yeah, this is a beautiful champagne gold. I like used it once, so I want to get some use out of it, but I'm not ready to pan this baby yet. So just a usage gold, that's all it needs. This next one is Say Good Day to Project Panning. I did this project pan. This will end 2 days before this project pan starts. So I picked Cuddly Koala, which is something with cute packaging. So I picked the Urban Decay lipstick in Devilish. Now this is a metallic pink. I do like this lipstick though. My goal with it, once again, is just going to be 22 uses. I don't feel like completely using it up yet, but I want to make sure it gets some love. I don't have the name of the project pan in my book, but for number 25, it was either your significant other picks or your pet picks, because not everyone has a significant other. So once again, I chose obviously the pet picks. And I decided to pick Rosie and let her pick because she wasn't in our family when this originally was a project. So the two options she gets to pick from is my highlighter from ColourPop in Coronation, which is the Aurora one, or the Megara one, which is Big Tough Girl. My goal with either of these is just going to be to use it 22 times because they're still relatively new, so I don't want to pan them yet, but I want to make sure I get some love out of them. So here's the clip of that.
Is that you picking Aurora? Is that you picking Aurora? Pick one. Rosie. Meg it is. Thank you. Yep, Meg it is.
So yeah, she ended up picking Megara. It kind of looked like she picked Aurora at first, but she didn't touch it. And I wanted her to physically touch something. So Megara looks like this. It's a pretty purple. Yeah, I don't think it would be too hard for me to get use out of it. I really like this highlighter, so that shouldn't be too hard. Next is the Skin is in Project Pan. I did not do this project pan because I just didn't feel like doing a skincare project pan. But yeah, so this, we just had to pull in a skincare item. So I pulled in this brand new Formula 10 One Deep Attraction Detoxifying Face Mask with charcoal and willow bark. I haven't used it. I do like this brand. Not sure if they're completely cruelty free, but this is pretty much brand new. Haven't touched it. So my goal will be to try to finish it. I don't think it'll be too hard, but this is a big boy. Size of my face. Well, length of my face. That's kind of weird. Next is Snow White and the Seven Pans, another project pan I did not do. So we had to relate, we had to pick a category. So I picked Sleepy, which is a comfort product or staple. So I picked another lipstick that's getting old, so I need to start pretty much project panning it. I picked the Sugarpill lipstick in Kimchi. This was my second lipstick ever from, second liquid lipstick ever from Sugarpill. Yeah, it's starting to lose its gorgeous, what's it called, orange and cream smell. So I need to finish it. Next is the Four Seasons project pan, which I have done before but did not do this previous year, and that is items related to the seasons. So I picked spring, and for spring I picked the City Color Be Matte Blush in Blackberry because I believe blackberries grow in spring unless Google lied to me. My goal is going to be to use it up I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but I'm going to try to. This actually is my oldest blush, but I haven't used it in a long time, so it needs some love. Stat. So the next is the Panning Club, another project pan I haven't done, but yes, I've seen the Breakfast Club. I'm a little bit cultured, so I picked the category A Criminal, a product that makes you feel badass. So I picked another lipstick by this person in the shade Sagittarius, but it's because of the shade. This was like the boldest lipstick I would wear to school because it is a mauvey purple, but it's more noticeable. Like it's more noticeable than this shade. So it was very bold of me to wear this in high school, but I love it and I definitely need to use it up because this is also a really old lipstick. Last category is Wizard of Panning, which is a Wizard of Oz inspired project pan. So I picked the Monkeys. Something you keep saying you're gonna pan but never do. I tried panning this and then I need to pan it again. I keep telling myself, oh, I'm gonna throw it in a pan, I'm gonna throw it in a pan, but I haven't thrown it in since the Chinese Zodiac pan last year, and that is the Urban Decay Glitter Liner in Heavy Metal. It's like right here, so like I can finish it in a year, I just need to remember to finish it. Yeah, it still smells the same, so I need to use it. It needs to go. It's gorgeous, but it's not, I don't reach for this stuff. I don't reach for glitter liners. I got this for free anyway, so need to use it up. So yeah, this was my very long rambly intro to this project pan. Don't forget to check out all the other beautiful ladies doing this down below. And yeah, if you enjoy me, you enjoy project panning, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and all that jazz. And peace out, Girl Scout.